Hey friends, Mike and Jess here.
And welcome to Regeneration Nation TV. Today we are watching the Ricky Gervais show. We are on episode 6. This is Kidneys.
Okay. My bad.
Season 2.
You know what it
episode
is?
6.
I read last week's episode at the end, like, looking forward to it. And then I was like,
yeah.
I
And you
remember
thought we'd
this
already watched
episode.
this? Yeah.
My bad. I remember it now. This is the correct episode. Anyways, we're here now, and we've got links for this down in the description, and boom, we've got links for a lot of stuff down there. If this is your first time here, go get caught up.
For
this
real,
is
you got a
episode
lot.
6 of season 2, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into it. It just feels right.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and KARL Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations. This is one of them.
Testing. Is that all right?
Why doesn't Carl have
Hello and
teeth?
welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And the little round-headed buffoon that is KARL Pilkington. All right.
I think you get the best out of him when he's like out of
What's
his
been
comfort
going on?
zone.
What?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, maybe.
You strip away all of the tea, the coffee. I don't think he drinks coffee. He's
The
only talked about tea.
comforts, you're saying?
All the comforts, and then
Okay.
and then you get the best. So
Okay.
yeah.
What's been going on? What's been going on?
I've been to hospital. I was rushed to hospital, like emergency and that. Had a tube put on my knob.
You had a tube put up your knob?
Yeah.
What's the story?
Kidney stones.
Ooh.
So, shouldn't really be here, to be honest, doing this. They said rest. And that. Climbing them stairs on the way in. Is
To be
just-
quite honest, it doesn't look like you're expending a lot of energy at the moment. It's like at Zookeeper going, oh, that sloth move today. Calm down.
Yeah, but I had to get here. It's been raining. I
Yeah.
had to come up the stairs. I had to carry the computer.
Yeah.
Well, that's not entirely true because your girlfriend was carrying it. I saw her outside.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
And then you handed it to me and said, Steve, carry
God
this. So
almighty.
Yeah, I know.
that's already a lie.
Christ almighty.
It's all right.
Whinging.
Not whinging.
I'm in show business.
Bro, I was on his side.
I
I was
was
like, that is
too.
kind of messed up. And then he's like, I carried the computer. He's
You
like,
didn't.
actually, you didn't. I literally saw you not carrying it. It's like, wait, I'm on the wrong guy's side.
I know loads of people that wake up every day with a sore knob, feeling like they've had their kidneys probed, and they will say they're unconscious. So they don't whinge about it; they get straight back onto it. They, a lot of them are on TV now.
Yeah, straight back to hosting game shows.
Oh.
Did somebody have kidney stones?
So you're rushed to hospital.
No.
Okay,
They
tell me.
wake up. He said he knew plenty of people that wake up having sore knobs. Like, what? I was like, what is he going on about? And then they're hosting a game show. So who the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, I
Y'all
want
let
to
us
know who he's talking about. Tell us.
So take us through the events because it does sound quite dramatic. You started feeling a bit of pain, did you initially?
Felt a bit of pain, and I thought, maybe I just pulled a muscle or something when I've been wrestling with Ricky and that, because you don't know what damage is being done. So I just think, it'll go in a minute, and then it didn't. It got a bit badder.
It got badder, did it?
Badder.
So then I
A bit
thought,
badder.
I was crippled. I was lying on the floor in agony, looking on the internet, looking for a sort of
Still looking at
solutions.
Monkey News.
I just put in like bellyache and stuff, and they were saying me loads of different things. And what I used to do when I was a kid, I used to always just get a cold ashtray and put that on my belly, and the coldness used to get rid of the badness.
Amazing.
The cold is
Oh
gone.
my gosh, you got ash
Witch
on.
doctor.
Yeah.
This is like
A witch doctor happens to work in a pub.
it's like some sort of 5th century remedy
Yeah.
written in mud. Coldness doth get away with the badness.
Why specifically an ashtray?
Just because they sort of old cold.
Wait, what?
They're old cold.
I don't know what this is.
Dude, I think he's not well. He has been going, like, he's not making
Maybe
sense.
he's on
I mean,
medication or something
yeah.
for the pain.
he's not pronouncing a lot of words right. And, yeah, it's almost not making sense.
They're old cold.
I don't know what this I love this idea that he's had the operation and he comes round and they're talking to him and his girlfriend gets a phone call and they say, Mr. Pilkington's maybe complications. He's just talking rubbish. She goes, oh, good.
Yeah, he's back to his old self. What? Why specifically an ashtray? Sorry, because it's old cold. I understand it's old cold.
Oh yeah, we understand. Everyone who's done a medical degree understands old cold, but old cold belly badness. If you want to buy that, old cold belly badness, it's the history of abdominal surgery by KARL Pilkington.
No, it just, you know,
But do you put it in the freezer or something first?
You can do if you want, but they're normally cold anyway. It's sort of thick glass and that holds the cold. But we don't smoke in our house, so I had to use a plate.
Oh, well, that's madness. A plate's not going to work. Famously, a plate doesn't work.
No! Oh, God.
So you put a plate on your belly, but that didn't do any.
That didn't work. So called Suzanne and said, "Oh, I'm in agony here." She said, "Go to the doctors then."
Good advice.
So
a lot of people have done that straight away. I think just going through the plate ashtray.
He's looking for it. Oh my
So he
gosh.
went to hospital.
An
He
old
went to hospital.
cold.
He said, "Have you got an ashtray?"
Yeah, right.
Especially an ashtray.
This is no smoking.
So anyway, so then we get in a cab and what have you, go there. I have an X-ray
His voice is even more boring than usual,
Extraordinary, isn't it? Yeah.
Fuck me.
and they put me on drip and everything. Give me some
horrible.
morphine and stuff. And found out that I had kidney stones. So that's why I was in hospital. And they get them out by... I don't know what's gone on, to be honest. I've got some tube inside me. From my kidney to my bladder. That's helping me stuff get about.
And so there's a little tube up the end of your knob into your...
Yeah, it's not there now. It's right. It's high up.
Right.
So it's high up between my kidney and my bladder.
But why didn't you have the thing where they go in the side? You had the choice to...
Because I said to the doctor, I said, I'm not a doctor. I said, what do you
He
think?
went, stop putting yourself down, Carl. He said, we need you in the operating theatre now.
He just said, I said to him, what should I have done? Because he said, if you want, go home and we'll get you in again or something. Something like that. And I said, no, I might as well have it done properly. Have it done now whilst I'm here.
Sorry, the choice was have it done properly or go home.
It was something like that. He said there's something you can do. And I said, oh.
Flush it out.
No, because it's too big. It's something like 7mm.
And it's basically because you don't drink enough water.
Yeah. So, anyway, I said, what do you think I should have done? And he said, tube up the knob. And I said, not my favourite one of the choice, but if that's what you think. So he said, yeah, have that. He did me little diagrams, which didn't help. He was like showing...
How big did he draw your knob?
Sort of normal size.
Yeah? Was
It was all right.
You weren't offended by
But
the...
he
was
went into
all right.
detail. It's just, more the tubes and stuff in your bladder and your kidney.
What was your ball bag like? Did he draw that?
He didn't do that bit. He left that bit out.
Okay.
Gosh.
Right.
But he said, we'll just pop that up there.
He just drew a shaft with no
And,
balls, huh? I mean, I guess it shows that that's what it looks like.
And then that's when Ricky turned up to visit.
Oh
He
my.
came in laughing at me because we sat there in like me underpants and stockings.
In stockings?
Yeah.
Why were you
He
dressed
was
as
there. No, he wasn't in bed. He was sort of out of bed with his little drip, right? He had his little boxer shorts on, just sat there, right, in his pants, right, and he had stockings on.
Yeah, because they stop clots or something. They put them on your legs. It's like, when people have got big veins and they go on a plane.
Right. Yeah.
You said you're not a doctor.
No, but I've seen it because Suzanne's mum did it, and she put them on ridiculously early, like 3 days before we were going away, and she'd never been away before, and everything was like over the top. Do you know what I mean? She's like, I best put them on. And so I put them on, and they I don't know what it is. It's something when you're under, your blood doesn't move about the same,
Right.
and it can clot up in your leg. So you wear these tight tights.
And I came in to cheer him up, didn't I?
Yeah.
Was that a nice, cheery experience, him coming in?
I had a headache at the time. I think I was a bit stressed out.
Well, he's just a man you want at that point.
Yeah. Well, it's weird how it suddenly all happened quick. And I woke up and there was an Irish woman over me going, are you all right? You all right? And I said, oh, it's stinging a bit. She said, I'll give you some more morphine. And I sort of put my head up to have a look at my tackle because I wanted to see
If it was still there.
what was attached to it. Do you know what I mean? Because they said something about they might leave some string hanging out of it. so they can pull the tube out.
It makes you talk.
So I had a look for that. Couldn't see any of that.
No.
Yeah.
But as she put the morphine in, all the muscles in your body go funny. My head just collapsed.
Mine would too.
I'm in agony now. And
Are you in agony right now as we speak?
yeah, certain. But it does make you think now, do you know what I mean? Like, life and everything. I mean, it's weird how it's all happened in the last month, from seeing that bee sort of die.
No,
Not really.
No. This is not a near-death experience.
It is
You
a
had a
little bit.
routine operation to remove kidney stones because you don't drink enough water.
No, I know, but...
This is not a shark attack.
Yeah, but it's all...
I thought that you got them from. Okay, this is how stupid I am, I guess. I thought you got them from drinking water that had too many minerals, and it was like a buildup of minerals from. Because here you can get like ground wells, that are like just loaded with too much.
I could see that making sense to me though if I was growing up thinking that. Like, but
much
the only reason I
iron or
know
too
that
much-
you don't, or that you get them from not drinking enough water, is my papa got them, and he used to drink tea all the time, and that's all he would drink: tea and coffee, tea and coffee, tea and coffee. So yeah, he got them, and yeah, now he drinks more water.
It's all life-threatening, otherwise you wouldn't have to fill out forms, would you, saying if everything goes wrong, Suzanne can have the house or whatever. They keep taking your heartbeats and stuff, and your blood pressure. I don't like knowing about that. I just like, leave it. It's happening. Don't be messing with it. Stop measuring it.
Stop measuring it.
No, do you know what I mean?
That's the same with a knob.
It's that thing of like, they put that thing.
That's what the anaesthetist was doing when you were under, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He was comparing the diagram to the actual thing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
So weird.
What is the closest thing sort of living that's nothing?
I don't know what you mean.
What?
What's like the closest, like, do you know at some point something's gone from nothing to something, hasn't it?
No, I don't understand what you mean.
Do you mean what is the first and lowest and most primitive and most simple form of life?
No,
He's right here in this room, Rick.
say like when you look at a stick insect,
Right.
you go, right, there's a slight crossover there from a stick to a living thing.
No, it's not.
It didn't used to be a stick.
No, it's not. There's no biological relationship between it and a stick.
But there isn't much difference between the two, is what I mean.
Of course there is.
It's a
There
huge
isn't.
difference.
They just sit there looking like a stick. That's their skill.
Yes, but there's nothing to do with being a stick. It's like
They used to
camouflage.
be a stick.
That's like saying when a soldier puts on combat gear, you're saying he's a cross between a human and a shrub.
What I'm saying is, have you seen them weird things that just look like they sort of look like a leaf?
Yeah, they're insects that have evolved to look like a leaf.
At some point, something has had it away with a leaf.
No, at no point has something had it away with a leaf.
To make it look that much like a
No.
leaf.
At no point did a beetle shag a leaf. It's superficial. It's the way it looks. That's all it. That's like saying chameleons must have mated with green once. They are green.
No, but
it
what-
looks like a leaf.
But then how does it meet? How does it have relationships? It will be going around sort of having it away with a leaf.
I can't believe you said that.
No, it won't, because it doesn't know what it looks like. It doesn't matter. It's
Hey,
not like they.
That actually poses a funny question, though. I wonder if any of those leaf bugs has ever, like, infused a leaf for one of its kind and trying to, like, rizz it up, trying to make moves on it. It's like, oh, shit,
But
this is a leaf.
Ricky
I'm just
just
gonna
said they
walk
don't know
away.
what they look like. It's not like they have like a mirror all the time.
Well, how do you know what your type is? How do you even know what to go after? Come on now.
No, it won't, because it doesn't know what it looks like. It doesn't matter. It's not like they, a stick insect will be talking to a stick for ages and go, oh, I've wasted my time here. This bug's dead.
This guy's dead.
Rude.
I was chatting to her. She was foxy, but she was giving me nothing.
But, Dave, that's not a stick insect. That's a stick.
What are you talking about?
That's a stick. You've been talking to a stick all night. I thought,
I can't believe it. I just thought she had a great slim figure.
no, it's actually a real stick.
Well, I've been watching birds more than
That's great.
insects recently.
Oh,
In
okay,
the
you've
last,
moved on from
in the
insects.
last week, just because I've sort of looked at the ant and the bee and that. And what I've found with pigeons is they've got wings, yet they walk a lot.
I'd love that to be a thesis where he got like a £500,000 grant from a university, and they said, well, Pilkington seems to, he's done ants and he's done bees, he's followed ants. Apparently they're not doing anything, some of them are lazy. We are granting him another £500,000. He's been working on it for a year. Please welcome KARL Pilkington.
Carl, what have you found?
Well, even though pigeons have wings, they walk a lot.
Oh, and
Well,
then
I
just skip
heard,
on.
and you told me this, so I know it's true.
He was about to make a point. He was about to make a stupid point, but he was about to make one. They just cut him
How dare
off,
they
make
rob
fun
us
of
of
it,
that moment?
and then boom,
How
they're
dare
on.
they?
Well, I heard, and you told me this, so I know it's true.
What?
Do you know when I talked about replacing blood with coconut, what was it?
Well, one, it said coconut milk can be used as plasma, but I haven't had that verified because it's off one of those websites where there are spurious facts.
But what do you think of that, Steve? I mean, I've sort of touched on it.
But I've just got to echo what Ricky said. I can't have an opinion unless it's been verified.
But why aren't you just being open-minded enough to go, well...
Well, no.
But
That's
it's
not
not a
being
question of being
open-minded.
open-minded.
Open-minded isn't believing everything you hear. You don't believe everything you read, do you?
A lot of stuff you kind of go, well, that's interesting.
But what we talked about this. What about Noah's Ark?
What about it?
Well, you know, you said you believed it because it's in book form, but according to that, didn't he get 2 of every species on a big boat? But we know that's impossible, don't we?
Depends where he was. If he was above a zoo, there would have been a lot of different stuff knocking about. That's my only problem. What I'm saying is, where was he floating where he could get an elephant, a giraffe, a cat, a dog, a gerbil? Where were all these things floating about?
Well, exactly.
Right,
That's
these
my
Old
only
Testament
downfall.
zoos, they were quite
Yeah,
quite
but
big,
exactly.
really.
But you're right. You're questioning it. How is it possible?
But I've just said, a zoo.
There's no zoo that has got 1% of all animal species.
Well, I don't know where he got them from then.
There's a couple of million species of animal. And how did he
Oh
manage
my
to do
gosh,
that?
dude.
Because they were
Zoos have been
drowning, so they were
around
looking for
forever.
any boat.
This is
So they were actively seeking out an ark.
Well, they would have just been looking for anything to get hold of.
Yeah, and where did he keep them all? How did he keep them all separate? How did he...
At that point,
Oh, no, the lions at the otter.
no, because at that point, it's that thing in it of how you all pull together in a
Don't
bad situation.
Talk shit.
You all chip in. They're all like, oh god, you know, let's be nice to our neighbours.
Right. So there's spiders talking to flies and...
Well, they would have just gone elsewhere, wouldn't they? They would
What do you
have been
mean?
on another bit of the boat. The spiders don't have to knock about with the lions just because they're all in it together. They get their own little area, don't they?
Well, I don't know. How big is this boat? How
It's big. It's big. It's a big boat. How long? What was the warning he got from God to make it?
I don't know.
It was a couple of weeks.
2 of every species, Carl. How big would this boat have to be?
Yeah, it's big.
You can't just keep saying it's big, because I know in your mind you're imagining this ark. There's a boat with Noah up the front with his wife, 2 giraffes behind him, then next there, 2 elephants, and it just and it's just like elephant, giraffe, hippo, dog, cat, weasel, couple of frogs, and a spider talking to a fly going, let's get on. But when we're off here, you're dead.
But what would you have done then? Are you saying that you wouldn't get on there because it's too noisy?
It's not a question of what
It
would he
didn't
have
happen.
done.
It didn't happen.
To be honest, I'm not bothered. And they got through it, didn't they? They got through it. They're here now. We're not short of them. If anything, like I said, he didn't do us a favour because he saved too much. You can't move out there for stuff.
oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, chimpanzee, nothing's raining down again.
That's the jingle for excerpts from Carl's diary. This is all legitimate stuff. Ricky and I have had no input in this. This is the first time we get to read it. Went and did some shopping for stuff as it was my turn. Suzanne moaned a bit because I forgot orange juice and bought some cheap toilet paper. She always buys the expensive toilet paper. I don't know why they make toilet paper with pretty patterns on it.
That made it into the diary.
Dude, this is something that we used to have a problem with. You buying cheap toilet paper,
I did
man.
used to be.
I don't really
used
care
to
about
buy
like expensive toilet paper, but dude, when you go like too cheap, it's just like, what are we doing?
That's something that's important. I've found that it's definitely important.
Yeah, you came along eventually.
Up and out at 9 o'clock to go to the Cotswolds. Now, I think this was a gift for your girlfriend, wasn't it, for her birthday?
It was
You
a
went to the
birthday and
Cotswolds,
so I just went for one night.
Got the car and headed off. We found the B&B, but they wouldn't let us in the room because we were early. We went for a walk. There was not much around the B&B, so we had a quick walk around the car park and went back in. Happy birthday.
Romantic.
The room was now ready. It's an all right room. Free biscuits, so I ate them straight away. Like a child.
Like a dog. He runs in, jumps on the bed. No.
Get off the bed, not on the furniture. The room overlooked the car park that we'd already been round. Just staring at that window. Remember when we went there?
Oh my god.
We'll always have the car park.
Yeah. Oh God. The room had posh coat hangers in the wardrobe with sponge on them.
So I ate the sponge.
Don't think they are needed. We went and booked a table for Sunday dinner. I had beef. It was nice enough, but there was a family of 13 behind us. I don't see the point in going out in large numbers. They annoyed me. One of the family asked for sorbet before his next course. He was only about 11. He thought he was it.
He thought he was it.
I said to Suzanne, I've had enough and needed a kip. Watch Planet Earth on BBC One. They filmed a panda for 4 weeks and all it did was sit in its cave. It did nout. If I was Fiat, I wouldn't name one of my cars after them as it suggests it won't work or go very far. It'd be like bringing out a Ford Sloth. No one would buy it.
Ford Sloth.
Ford Sloth. I would love that ad campaign. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, God. The new Vauxhall Slug.
We had a look around the local village. There wasn't much to it. We did the usual thing and had a look around the church graveyard to see how old the dead people are.
That's what you do, isn't it?
Suzanne's had it of a time so far. She's gone to the Cotswolds, the room wasn't ready, she's seen the car park, and now let's go and play how old the dead people are.
I like the
Oh,
fact that
that's
you
so
mentioned
dark.
we did the usual
Creepy.
thing of having a look around the church graveyard.
gonna
Do you make
say
it
that.
every
That's
time
what
you
you
go
do, innit?
away?
'Cause if
I
they've
like the
nothing-
fact. I want to know what she did for 2 hours when you slept. She just looked out at the car park, just like, memories.
That's what you do, though, isn't it? When you go to these places, there's nothing else unless you want fudge, or you walk around a church graveyard and have a look. There's nothing.
We went home. It took 3 hours to drive back. People say they go to the country to see the wildlife. I saw rabbits, pheasants, and a fox on the way home. They were all dead in the road. I was just intrigued to know because Rob from Burton-on-Trent has sent this in, and he wants to know that because he's just started seeing someone, and he wants to know what your advice, Carl, is on how to keep her happy. So, what's your your advice really for someone who's perhaps just started a relationship? I mean, you've been with Suzanne for what, 9 years?
Ages.
Mm.
I think you should just do what you want, and then if they like it, then they're the right ones for you.
Mm.
So don't go out of your way too much. I mean, I got the posh badge for a birthday. That's once a year. Rest of the time, it's kind of like, I like weird stuff. I like watching weird stuff and all that. Now and again, I won't make her watch it. I'll tape it.
This is amazing advice.
But sometimes,
This is amazing advice.
sometimes you just say, no, come on, the bloke with the two heads on, I want to watch it live.
So, give and take is what you're
course,
saying there.
That's all. It shouldn't be hard. As soon as it's hard, it's not right. So just go about your business. See if she joins in.
Woke up to the Commonwealth
Not bad.
Games on the radio. Now, what are you making of the Commonwealth Games? Is that something that interests you? Are you a sports fan?
I'm not really. It just seems to be sort of wasted. If people are running fast, use it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just trying to beat your own record or someone else's, do something where you do have to run. If you're a good swimmer, be a lifeguard. Don't be messing about going up and down.
I was swimming recently. I do a lot of swimming, and I've never quite mastered my front crawl. just never quite nailed the breathing because it's quite tricky, isn't it? You know, you've only got to breathe at the right moment. And so I'm in the swimming pool in the local gym, and there's a guy bombing up and down, really doing a great forward stroke. So I waited till he came up and sort of went, excuse me, mate. I was just watching you when you were doing your front crawl. I was really impressed. Could you just watch me when I do mine and tell me if I'm going
Why
wrong?
would you go to a man?
I know, and that was what that was the problem. Is only as I was saying it did I realise what it sounded like. I've just been watching you swimming up and down. I was really impressed.
And you're both in speedos.
Both in speedos. You know, I'm got the goggles on, prescription goggles, so that I can see when I'm swimming.
But why do you need them? There's nothing in a pool to look at. It's not like you're scuba diving. There's
Well,
nothing.
hold on. Clearly there is something to look at in a pool.
Well, no, I wasn't checking. Well, I was checking him out, but I was checking him out for swimming tips. And he just looked at me when I asked him, "Can you just watch me and offer me any tips?" And he just looked at me like I was just mental.
That is such a strange thing to say. Can you just watch? I don't know how you had the nerve to do that.
Well, it was innocently motivated.
Well, I know it's innocent, but what a strange thing to go up to someone.
But what with the
It's
civilization we
very
live in, where we can't just ask our fellow man to help us out with our forward crawl?
But we're in a society where we can't. But you know that. It's a strange thing to say.
But sometimes it's nice to just think, no, do you know what? I'm not going to fall into the trap of thinking
agree.
he's immediately going to think I'm gay or that I'm chatting him up. I'm just going to ask him to do me a favour. There's nothing wrong with that.
What if he said, yeah,
Nope.
it's just good, yeah. Do you mind coming and help me with my plastering?
But it's not the same. He's in the swimming pool. He's there in the pool. He's swimming up and down. He's, you know, it's not no skin off his nose to just offer a bit of kindly advice. If your car's broken down in the middle of nowhere and someone drives by, you know, it's a generous thing to do. Just stop and maybe look under the bonnet and help them out.
I agree.
But I don't see how it's any different. And in the end, he did, and all he asked was that I wake him off.
Stupid.
Oh, that was great.
Oh,
that was
my
great. What a
gosh.
great way to end. I feel like they're getting Steven to talk a bit more at the
They
end.
are,
now.
yeah,
He's
he's-
wrapped. He's like ended out the show a few times now.
Yeah, but we got more from him.
Yeah, I like
that.
Steven
Yeah.
a lot, man.
It's more
He's
well-rounded
hilarious.
too.
He's a good storyteller as
Yeah,
well.
he is.
He's hilarious.
Little zingers at the end.
Right. Oh man, that was not where the kidneys I thought were gonna go.
Yeah, poor Carl. Hopefully, well, we already know he's fine.
Yeah.
Jumping off bridges and stuff.
Yeah.
Just kidding, he didn't do that. But
Not yet.
swinging around
Not
on
yet.
an airplane.
Yeah. Not yet at this point, but still. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Like at first he came in, I was like, dang, they made like I've seen. It seems like, you know, like people are like, oh, he gets bullied, blah blah blah, but then Carl's like, nah, I can stand up for myself.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I was like,
Give him
I
a
want to
break.
stand up for him
He's
a little
going
bit,
through
man.
something.
But then when he lied about the computer, I was like, all right, dude,
That was
you're
over.
dead to me.
That was
I'm
at the beginning of the episode. So the whole time you're like, man up.
No, I quickly forgot about it. I just saw kidneys again, and it brought me back to
Okay.
the name of the episode.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Well, that was another great episode. Kidneys. Next week, I won't forget this time. Okay.
Nightclub. Oh.
I could eat a number night. Eat a number night. I can eat a number night. Number night. Yep.
I didn't even hear what you were saying.
You didn't. All right, friends. Well, we'll see you at the nightclub.
Bye, friends.
Peace.